All right, 7:15 on the dot. Happy Friday, everybody. I'm Fox 19 Now, First Alert Meteorologist Brad Maushart. Without further ado, I want to get to the sunset because we have a cool sunset warning in place. Wow, if you haven't looked out the window, do it. I mean, it's gorgeous out there. We have the sun setting there. It's already over the horizon. In fact, it's been over the horizon now for more than 10 minutes. And the sun there, due to the curvature of the earth, is now underneath this cloud deck here in Cincinnati, and it just looks gorgeous outside. I thought we might get something cool out there because we have this high, thin cloud deck rolling in this afternoon. I posted on my Facebook page. If you're not following, whose fault is that? I tried to warn you 2 hours ago. We have a cool sunset, and sometimes I'm right. It just depends on the night. But wow, what a treat for those that are down at the River Roots Festival happening right now along the riverbanks. We have some of the sunset cruises going out. We have one there in the foreground. You can see bottom right-hand side of your screen. A few more just regular boats out there. Showboating, you might say, out there this evening on a Friday. And what a gorgeous sunset. Let me show you how we got there. We'll run through the time lapse. Here's the high, thin cloud deck, and I'm like, okay, I think maybe if the sun can get underneath that, we could have a cool sunset happening. I was a little worried at this point, but also take a look down there at the underneath the bridge there. That is a huge barge. This is the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers rolling up with basically their own city floating on a barge. There were several cranes on that, maybe a barracks. I don't know what's going on with that barge, but it might be a dredger. They might be dredging some channels through the Ohio. I don't know what's going on with that, but either way, really cool barge, also showboating. And then that pushed out. We had a great look here, and this is when I knew we were up for a treat, because once that sun gets below those high, thin clouds, that's when you get stuff like this to happen, which is where we're at right now, last check. Just, again, a gorgeous sunset, great end of the week. Hopefully you get to get outside and enjoy what looks to be a really nice weekend outside. We have no weather problems outside. A little bit of pesky fog, perhaps, at a few spots tomorrow morning. And maybe just a few sprinkles out there, too. But I hesitate to get away from this because of all the angry comments I might get if we move on from this sunset outside. Just a really beautiful one. Hopefully you get to get outside and check that out, peek out the window. Maybe nobody's going to watch anymore because they're all going to run outside and check this out before it goes away, because we only have about 3, 4, maybe more minutes of this until the sun gets a little too low. So really nice end of the week. At least that's what I think anyway. Thanks for joining on a Friday evening. And as I've been telling you the last couple of streams here, it's another boring Friday. Another boring stretch. There goes one of the river boats out for one of their sunset cruises, maybe a few minutes too late, but still a nice one. Even if you're waiting in line to get on one of the boats tonight, you're in good shape. Temperatures outside right now, sitting in the upper 50s to low 60s. If you have, we have 2 more days left of the River Roots Festival. If you're going to be headed out tomorrow morning, tomorrow night, Sunday morning, Sunday night, and get on any of those cruises out there, the early and the late, take a jacket. It's going to be chilly, just like this. We'll have those temperatures in the 50s and 60s. The morning cruises might be a little cooler. Not as cold as what we saw outside this morning. We did have some mid-30s out there. We had a little bit of frost at a few spots. I had a few of you on Facebook telling me you saw some frost out there this morning. Tomorrow morning and Sunday morning, upper 40s. So it's about 10 degrees warmer outside. Not to say it's not coat-worthy. But dress in layers if you're going to be out and about the next couple of mornings, because it's going to be cold to start, but a really nice day otherwise. We have a little weak cold front, and it's so weak it's really hard to see it here. That cold front basically, that's it, stretching across portions of Wisconsin, Iowa, back through Nebraska and into Colorado. It's just that little bit of a temperature difference between Omaha and Minneapolis. That's the front. I mean, that's the only way you can really make it out on here. I'll draw it on this map to make it a little clearer. And what it's going to do is it pushes towards the tri-state tomorrow. It's just going to give us this very slim chance for a shower. And you can see just how little precipitation is showing up with this thing. It's not a 0% chance, so if I told you weren't going to have any issues and it's sprinkled, I mean, you'd probably be angry, right? So I'm just telling you there is that little chance you could see a sprinkle. It's enough to be an inconvenience, a nuisance maybe, not really even an inconvenience. You're not going to have too many problems because the air around us is very dry. There's that cloud deck providing the awesome sunset out there this evening. Tomorrow morning, we'd also deal with some fog. That's the other issue we can see out there early this coming weekend. It's mostly going to be contained to those low-lying valleys, river valleys in particular. For most of you, it's not going to be an issue, and a lot of that's out of here by 9 to 10 o'clock in the morning, and we're on our way to a good Saturday. Here we go. weather timeline showing you the few sprinkles that'll try to roll in. Again, it's going to be hard to get a lot of that even to the ground with how dry the air is. And then outside of some filtered sunshine off to the east and southeast, no weather woes all the way through this weekend. So river routes looking great outside. 70 Saturday, 71 Sunday. I know that it says sprinkles on there. I just have to put that because if I don't, I know people will get angry if it does. It's not going to impact your plans, right? Get out there, enjoy it. Really, really nice. Just take a jacket early on and take us with you as well. The First Alert Weather app, great app to have, even though our next best chance of rain is 10 days away. Not this Monday, but next Monday, the 20th. Great app to have because you can see the hour-by-hour forecast. You'd get notified for things like fog or the frost we had outside this morning. Really great app to have any time of the year, even when it's a little bit more boring outside. What is boring for me is great for you, and this is great too. Tailgating, maybe a little bit crisp, but again, dress in layers because you don't want to take the big coat out there. By the time the game wraps up, almost at 70 degrees, you don't want to be wearing the winter coat. It will be nice outside at Nippert Stadium, anywhere else. If you have some shady seats, this is a noon kickoff, so they shouldn't have too much of that happening over at the bowl. But, you know, if you're going to be over there, enjoy it. Looks great. UCF in town, and like I said, any other weekend plans or long-term plans are going to be in pretty good shape. We're going to keep our eyes on this system. It's not going to impact us per se, not directly, but if you have any plans that take you over towards the East Coast, especially from D.C. up through New York City, up towards Boston, heads up. This is going to be a problem for those areas, especially the coastal areas. It is not a tropical system, but it will be packing some wind gusts over 40 to 60 miles per hour at times. And there will be quite a bit of rainfall with this, some coastal problems. So if you're heading that way, again, anywhere along the East Coast, basically from Norfolk all the way back up here towards Boston, look out. You're probably going to run into some issues outside over the next couple of days. A lot of heavy rain with that. As you can tell, it does not get anywhere close to the tri-state, so there will be nothing here from that. I'm going to just open up Facebook on the old telephone, too, and we'll see if I have any comments going on here, because I don't on this one, which is always good. Nobody. All right, well, it's going to be a good Friday. We'll wrap this up quick then. Through this week, high pressure will be in place over the Great Lakes, but we'll still see at least a couple storm systems riding up through the upper Midwest. It'll try to give us at least a stray chance for a shower. This is Thursday at 10 o'clock. I stopped it here because that's the next Bengals home game. They're taking on Pittsburgh, the Pittsburghers, out there Thursday, and that'll be the 16th. That's another chance, like I said, a slim chance for a shower. I don't think it's really going to be that big of an impact for us. That's in, it's out. Our next big storm system holds off, as you can see there, until next Monday. This is all the way to the 20th, 10 days away, right? Not this Monday, next Monday. And that one would have the potential to give us a little bit more of a punch. We'll see what happens from that. But again, long ways out. Long ways out. In between there, a lot of dry time. Thursday, a little cooler because we do have that system that'll be a little closer to us, a little bit more cloud cover, and we'll drop back briefly to 68. We're back in the mid-70s for Sunday of next weekend. But again, two really nice weekends in a row. We are getting really lucky around here when it comes to weekend weather. So make some plans, get out there and enjoy it. And as promised, I'm going to make this one a short one just because it's really nice. And don't try to hop back to the sunset. It might be over at this point, but it's pretty much over. But we'll hop back to it at the end of this anyway. Let's pop this up full screen so you can see what's going on. Again, a few sprinkles out there, some fog in the morning. Otherwise, a really great wrap-up to the River Roots Festival, of which there have been 3 perfect days. Let's make it 2 more, 5 out of 5. Bearcats play tomorrow. We have Bengals on Thursday. All of these should be mostly dry outside. Some chance for rain maybe Friday, too, from that other system. But a mostly dry stretch ahead until we hit early next week, not this coming week. Next week after that, Monday the 20th, is when things could get a little bit more active. So FC Cincinnati regular season home finale. And they'll have some home playoff games, too, because they're number 2 right now in MLS. But 72 with some sunshine out there. Don't forget, you can always follow me for sunset alerts and other cool things. I posted a boat that rolled by, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers boat. That's on the Facebook page. You can check me out on Twitter there, or also on Instagram. Who knows, because that'll be hopping this weekend. Again, got a cruise booked tomorrow. So you can watch me sail down the river, hopefully. Maybe with some fog out there. We'll see what happens tomorrow morning. Without further ado, again, because it's Friday, I don't want to keep you hanging on and nobody's asking any questions, which is always great. If you always have questions, you can always do that. chime in. More than happy to answer most of them. If I can, let's hop over here. That is not the right thing. Hold, please. There's the current one. And as you can see, that sunset's wrapping up. But either way, get outside, enjoy some weekend plans, enjoy the sunshine, enjoy the comfy air. And if you're heading out early or late, just take the jacket with you. We'll see you again tonight. I know it's a lot of sports happening. That usually is what takes up most of our evening newscasts. I know we have a baseball game on, too, this evening, but I do believe they're going to have the regular sports cast on a little closer to 11 or 11:30 or so. And you can join us then. You can join us again next week, too. We have newscasts through the weekend, but if you're looking for the normal stuff, you can catch me again next week at 5 and 6 o'clock, and then 10 and 11 on Monday. Enjoy your weekend, everybody.